I wonder with Farrell and Marcus Smith very eager to go from 15 to 10, what the future for English rugby holds. In you said personnel and style of rugby are important.
That's the big decision for Borthwick, is what type of rugby he wants to play.
Smith can't play what they're playing now.
But Smith needs to be coached properly as well to be a proper 10. He's an incredible rugby player, but he's not an incredible 10, certainly at the moment. Okay. And we found ourselves in the position, coming off the back of the last World Cup, where you had Ford and Farrell playing 10 and 12. I think that's the best way for England to play. That semi-final against New Zealand, I still think it was the best I've ever seen any England team play. Yeah. If, you know, whatever what happened with Eddie Jones, it didn't work, and they never got that midfield sorted. And they came into this tournament without the midfield sorted, and then they tried it in the middle of the World Cup again. But you can't do that, and that's why England, listen, third in the world, seems bizarre, but they never played at a very, very high level. So the first thing they have to figure out is, do they want a 10-12 where they have two first receivers, or do you want two traditional centres? Is Farrell your man for the next 4 years? I suggest he might
36 at the next World Cup?
Yeah. What do you want to do with Marcus Smith? Or are we properly looking at him as a 15 now? Or is he a second choice or third choice 10 for England? These are key decisions that have to be made.
Could Smith be a 15? Because there's a marked difference between him in the air and Freddie Stewart in the air.
No, Shane's absolutely right. Marcus Smith is a fantastic rugby player, but he is not an international standard 15. And, you know, he didn't do particularly well there tonight in the air, last line of defence. A couple of his backfield coverage and things like that were not at the level that they need to be. But I think tonight was more about giving him a run at 15 because he hasn't had a huge amount of minutes at this World Cup. He probably deserved a little bit more. He was one of their only, you know, bright sparks at the start of the competition. But Freddie Stewart is hands down England's best number 15. I think England's biggest problem at the moment is finding a number 9. That is a position that they are very, very weak.
Oh, really?
on.
People thought Mitchell played very well last week.
He did. He had absolutely his best game in an England shirt. But I don't think he's at a top-class international standard.
And Robbie, what you're saying is 100% accurate. Right along that back line. Who's their 9, who's their 10, who's their 12, and who's their 13. And once they can identify it, then you can start designing a game plan around your talent. You don't do it the other way around. You don't say, as a coach, I'm playing this game plan and then get the cookie cutter and force it in. Because we've got to say, what's your talent? Shane and I and Robbie were talking here, you'd love to get Marcus Smith and coach him. He has got all the talent there, but he doesn't know what card to play at what part of the field in his role as a 10. He's got it in him, he just needs some education with it. And when you go back to club, it's easy. It's not easy at international level. You don't have the time, you don't have the space that you do at club level. If he gets coaching and they can identify some people around him, then Borthwick needs to get some thinking, some rugby intellect around him to maximise that talent. Right now, they're trying their heart out, England. No one can fault their physicality or their commitment. But there is zero framework and zero structure around their attack apart from kicking.